All right, everyone. It is 1 o'clock here on the Eastern Seaboard. I am Allison Lee, your host here at Craftcast. I love doing our fun at wands because we're a tribe that we all like to get together and learn something new and something fun. We have something great coming up today. I want to tell you a little bit of the story first. And before I forget, I want to, here's your coupon code today. So just jot that down, flowers 25. And I'm making it good to the end of the month because it's summer fun. That's why. So the way this happens is Miss Mags, who is going to be our fearless leader today, came up with an amazing class of making these dahlia flowers. I have one on right here. She has one on. And in the beginning, when she came up with the idea, months ahead, I'm like, that's great, that's great. Of course, by the time she does the whole class, it is built to a magnitude of unbelievable bonuses and ideas and JPEGs and PDFs and over, what did we say, 160 hours long.
Hours. That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, I'm the minutes long, so over 2.5 hours or something long. So I said, we have to go on, show a little bit of the class and show people what they should buy. I'm just a pusher.
Hmm.
I'm just admitting it right
Yep.
now,
Yep.
but in a good way, because I know it's healthy for everyone to make things. So that's how this happened. And I love that everyone comes on. Please put all of your questions in the chat box. There will be a recording. If you're watching this right now, there is a recording. It'll be on the Craftcast YouTube channel. And you'll get an email with all the info. And you can always email Misty at support@craftcast.com. And we will answer your questions, anything. We love talking to people. So it's really fun to answer questions. So I'm just going to move forward a little bit. So that's the plan today. We're not going to be on that long, but we wanted to show you a bit of this video. But this is what happened. So look at these pictures of friggin' dahlias. I mean, when Max showed that to me first, I was like, those are real, but they're not. So Max, thank you so much for coming on and showing us how you came up with this. And I know you're going to show us that lavender flower in the
Yep.
foreground
Gonna
there.
do the lavender.
But they're so frigging beautiful. And then so she sent me a bunch and I thought, all right, how else can we use these? And I thought, magnets for the refrigerator. How frigging cute is that? I love that. And then I did this. And of course, I love wearing it on my jean jacket. Again, everyone
And
goes,
these
is
are
that real? Yeah, they're
magnetic
magnet. Yeah.
brooches. So
So
there's
it
a
goes on really
Yeah.
easy. It
Yeah.
pops right off and on.
Pops right off and on.
Yeah, it's really fun. And then I thought, oh, how cute is this for a little like housewarming present or something if you make,
I love
isn't
this.
that cute?
Yeah. That's so cute.
Yeah, loved it too. Summertime fun. So there is all these possibilities. Mags also has in the class. You learn to make this, what do you want to call it? A little jar with one on top as
Yeah. It's
well.
a little box. It's a
Trinket
polymer
box. Yep.
box.
Yep.
And the lid holds the magnet because you put the the brooch with the magnet on top, and
Right.
then there's a second magnet that goes underneath and holds it there until you want to wear it. And the sides are earrings. The flowers on the box are earrings.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I mean. There's so much in this class. And then we'll put a link in. Matter of fact, Misty, can you pop that link in for the chat box so everyone has her link in there to take a look at the class. So here was after, the beginning of the class and thinking about it, this was like an array of what you learn in possibilities. And
Yeah.
you get a handout, I'm going to show you some other things you get a little bit later on with it. Oh, and don't let me forget, we're going to pick a number and someone's going to win a class. But,
Oh, yay.
right. I forgot about that. So I want to say that. So hang on.
So I'll give you a little hint as to how all of these flowers began, because I thought my class was a week earlier than it was. And I got all my stuff to her and I had a week that I could play in. And that's when you got all these other flower designs and shapes and everything. Because I went flower crazy.
Yeah, because it wasn't last minute. I was like, I have a week still.
I have a week?
Well,
are you kidding me?
Yeah. There we go. Oh, and then I think this happened in that week. You decided to also do sort of a painting type of thing in that. How fun is that to do?
I stole that idea from not Heidi, Wendy Moore did those little rock things.
Oh my
The
gosh,
little
that's
rock
another great
faces,
class.
which is another, that
Oh
class
my
was fabulous.
gosh.
And so I stole her idea, and I had all my paper, you know, my crepe paper stuff from my other obsession. And so I made a little stand for the brooches.
Misty, can you look and put the link in also for that? Wendy Moore's,
Yeah, that was a fabulous class.
because they're little vessels that you can wear with them flowers in it, and to die for fabulous.
It was very,
if you don't
very,
have
very
that
cool.
one yet. Yeah, it's like, that's what I love about making things that you wouldn't normally think of. And as Wendy says in that class, we all have trinkets and things that we want to have a little thing to put things we find in when we're out walking around. I'm sure some of you can understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, genius place. Misty will put that link in there for you guys in a sec. So, all right, we're going to look at a video now of how Miss Mags did a bunch of this, and we're sort of jumping ahead a little bit, but you'll see. So, Mags, walk us through what we're doing here.
So this is an alternative way to use the Dahlia layers. In the front there, you see the one that's the regular shape. So in the main class, I teach how to do that by rolling the leaves together. But what I've done for this flower is I've pinched the ends together and hit it with a ball stylus, so you get a totally different petal formation.
Yeah.
And instead of doing it flat, which is what we did for the snowball Dahlia, I built a little form, which I show you how to do in one of the bonuses. So it's sitting down into this little form that's clay, and it's giving you that rise and roundness on the flowers.
Which you can see right there. She shows you how to make that little form. Yeah.
The thing that is down on the bottom. Yeah. And so I'm just showing you a different way that you can use the same template. And plus you have 2 other templates if you get the Craft Cast class kit.
I'm going to show everyone pictures of that. You get all the templates. You can buy also, wait, I have the template kit that Max sends. If you're like me, I just like to buy them already done. But you can, there you go. That's Mag's templates. You can just get them done. But you get, in your handout, you'll get JPEGs and pictures. You can cut out your own.
You can do them yourself. You can do them in cardstock. You can cut them on a cutting machine if you want. You get more than enough stuff. And this is an old version of the templates that I'm selling that were clear. The ones you're getting in your class would be a white one, so you can find it more easily.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
lost those a million times. Yeah. And these are the ones for the center. So these are the smallest ones that you have to, the smallest and the hardest ones to trace around. And I'm using my little pen tool there that I also sell on Etsy to get a nice clean line around the flowers and get in there. But you'll see in a second, you'll actually see me after I take the excess clay away. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to cut those down a little bit, because you can only get the acrylic so close together before it'll start breaking on you. So we'll add a little bit more definition into those.
Just petals. For also, I used the templates for ceramic clay too. That's how I made my ceramic flowers. So you can use them for other things as well. So this
you'll
gives
see
you an
I'm
idea.
Going in there and making that stroke a little bit longer.
Yeah. It's the building of the layers.
Yeah. And these are also good for making earrings, these 2 sizes. They're a little bold, but they're not humongous.
No, I think that's a great size.
Yeah, once you size that, once you give them their shape, they get much smaller. So there I'm using the big ball stylus on a piece of craft foam to thin out the petals a little bit and to give a little bit of a round shape in the middle, so that that'll work better once you get into layering them on top of the other layers of clay.
I want to ask something. Can you put in the box, everyone? Do you deliver the templates to the UK?
Paula, I don't right now, because there's some major issues with Etsy and postage and all that kind of stuff. But you're going to get plenty of templates that you could cut out by hand.
In the class, yeah.
In the class. Patrick had a really great idea a while ago of taking a piece of cardstock and using clear packing tape on the front and the back, and then cutting that. It gives you a little bit more longevity to
it was a great idea.
To a cardboard template.
Print it out on paper, tape it to cardboard, front and back, cut it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's great. How many people already have the ball stylus in their studio? Because we're putting together kits from now on. You're welcome, Paula. That'll go with each class. I'm thinking most people with Polymer do have ball stylus in there.
Most probably have the smaller ones. I had to buy it's a set of 3 that I bought on Amazon, and I think there's a link in the class that'll get you to it. Yeah, and the same thing with these spatulas. Those work really well, and that was a new tool for me as well. This size is about the biggest that most people play with. That's one of the Sculpey ones. And there I'm brushing on pan pastel to give it some color.
Sherry, I think you were using, Mags, your little pen tool that you make and sell to cut it out,
yes, right? Yes. You could use a blade, but a blade is much more difficult to work with in templates this small. That pen tool it works so much better because it's so sharp. It really cuts it very well. You get a little bit of crumb, but not a whole bunch.
I love that Julie said, I have some of those, but I'd prefer to buy it again. And
Thank you, Kim. It is the bomb. I stole it from the silhouette community, and it is, people love it. It's once you start using it, you won't want to use anything else for
it. Works for metal clay
templates too. Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great little tool for cutting. Yeah, and I love the colors that you used on this.
Yeah, and the secret to this class is Cernit. And I'm using a mix of Cernit, opaline, and translucent. And you can mix and do the colors as the translucent or and then mix it with white opaline, or you could do the vice versa. You can, for my class, I did the colors in the opaline and then mixed it with the translucent clay to give it this, it has a little bit of a translucency. I think it gives it a little bit more life. And plus at this thin of these thin layers, it gives it a lot more durability than other clays. I really like the Cernit for this. I've been wearing this one quite a lot, and it's got a lot of little petals on it. This one we're just skipping. We're not using all the petal layers, so it's a little easier to put together. But something like the pink one in front there, you really want to have that be pretty sturdy if you're going to be wearing it, because it's going to get bumped around a little bit.
And they are really sturdy.
They are very sturdy. I'm surprised. I've got one little piece on the back here that feels like it wants to break off, and it still has not broken off.
No, I think they're, I mean, I've worn them around and pulled them on the refrigerator and done all kinds of things. Okay, let's just pause here a second. Paula, oh, they're not heavy at all, Kelly.
Not at all. Kelly, you can hardly, the most of the weight is actually from the 2 magnets.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's nothing.
Yeah.
You don't
it's
even
really,
feel it.
Yeah.
Let's see, Paula said, is there a problem with the petals drooping when you cure the clay?
No, there isn't. And there's a secret in the main part of the class of how we get those to stay, especially the Dahlia ones, the rolled ones, how we get those to stay nice and deep and not to droop in the baking process.
Yeah.
But that's a secret we have to leave for the main class.
Oh yeah, we love that.
So you'll get excited.
And am I crazy? Don't you also have color info in the handout?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How you do your colors.
I have the colors. I have the colors for the lavenders, the lavender flowers, which I kind of mixed up a little bit, and you'll see that in the class. And then this color of the pink one in the middle is the color recipes that you'll get.
I go back and forth between loving pink, orange, I mean,
yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
now too, and how they look. It's really, really fun. All right, let me just go through here to go over some other things that you get in this class, so you know. So if you haven't done a craft cast class yet, you get a handout, and it's, I think hers is 14 pages long of links and things. So here, I'll show you some of the stuff in there. We like to tell you everything.
We
So
do.
here's
We
what
do.
a template looks like. So you could print these out. They're numbered, and then do what we said, what we thought that Patrick had such a great idea.
Yeah.
Spray mount them on some stock and then put packing tape both sides. And now you have
Yeah.
a nice template to keep reusing. So you get that in the handout.
Get that.
For,
you get the SVG that
you get
goes with it.
SVGs.
So if you have a cutting machine, you can cut your
Correct.
templates out of that. This
Yeah.
is your second flower template.
Yep. And your third flower template. We have a
Right.
bunch of them in there. There's also, you get the template for the that little box.
For the box. Yeah.
There's a handout too. I would love to know how many who are listening right now have a Curio
Or a Cameo. Or a
Cameo
Cricut. Or a Maker.
Cricut. Yeah. All of the above.
Yeah.
You have both.
I have both.
I know
all
of the above.
I know Kelly has all
I know
of the
these
above.
people.
Kelly has multiples of all of the above.
So do I. So do I. They're
you
like
do too.
Cricut, love it. Okay, Cricut. Okay, good. It's our tribe for sure. So there's a bonus about how to cut using your machines. Mags demonstrates on a Curio, but it's the same for everything.
It's the same pretty much.
How to cut thin clay using your machines. Because let's say you want to make a whole bunch of those, like you want to do those lovely napkin ring holders or something in multiples. I think then it's worth it to set it up and cut it out on a machine.
Yeah. If you're just doing 2 earrings for your box, don't go through the trouble. It's really a lot quicker to do with because the setup takes a while. Exactly. But you do get the SVGs for everything. You get PDFs for everything. So you're going to be able to find a way to get those templates done. One way or the other.
Yeah. I love it. I just was using templates this morning, making that. I showed you, I did that denim rose, and then I did it another way, and I bought someone's templates, PDF, cut it out, size them, work great. I'm not going to do a whole bouquet, so I wasn't worried about it. And that's what it looks like. Anyone who is familiar with the Curio, load that baby in there. So there's a whole video on cutting that.
Inger, you do not need a machine. You can totally do this without a machine.
Absolutely.
I did it without a machine.
Absolutely. I love it. Paula just said she's had a Curio for 3 years and it's still in the box. There's
Paula.
You know what? I send you a big hug because, I get it. I totally get it. You're my kind of people. But Darren loves her Curio. You have 3 machines and it's in the box too. Yeah, okay, I know. We're all, And you know what? I think it's also, you have to be ready to take on the next project and tackle it. That's why if you use your machine cutting machines all the time, set it up, cut your clay. If you don't, you have to go through the whole, I got to remember and learn the machine. So you don't need it, but if you have it, use it.
Like she said, if you're doing a bunch of these for like gifts or for placemats or whatever, then yes, it's totally worth it to cut it on the machine. But otherwise, it really, with the pen tool and the right templates, it's just magic. It happens. Boom, 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 boom.
We love magic. I mean, it's all good. Both ways are good. It just depends on what you want to do. And if you like using a machine and you want to do it that way, that's good too. That's cool. What we get. We get to play and do it however we want. So that's in there for everyone and all the files. So here we can see a little bit of,
and here I'm just talking about the mats, and you get a chart of which mats you want to use depending on how thick your clay is. I use a plastic template to cut mine on, but you can also use freezer paper if you don't have a plastic. You don't want to put it straight on any mat.
Oh, really? Okay.
No.
It sticks.
Yeah, it sticks. It sticks. So this is really just going over information that we haven't done with the Curio for quite a while. Most of the classes that we had done with the Curio and polymer clay were older, and there's information
New
has
stuff.
changed, and I've been able to rework things. So it's pretty easy to do. You can set up the different colors. So you'll see here, I'm cutting 3 different colors at a time, because I've the outline shape of each of those flowers is a different color. So I can assign to each what cut
Yeah.
settings I want to use.
And if you're, one of the great things about these videos is, you know, you see that Mags shows you everything on screen, but you can pause your video, do what you need to do on the screen, which is what I do. Go back, let Mags keep talking. That's what I love that,
Oh yeah.
because when you're looking at a new software, if you're not familiar with it, you know, have all just what I call, you know, muscle memory and everything,
Right.
I'd be like, wait, what did you do? Where is that? So that's why I like having that.
Yeah.
So you can just go in and do all that.
Deb, a good class to start for polymer clay would be that Bead Bonanza class that we put in the comments earlier, because I go over how to, you know, do some basic canes. And it's a pretty easy, you can either do it really easy or you can take it further. So I think that is an excellent
That's a
class
great,
for people who are just starting out, because we
I
go
agree.
over so much on that class.
And you know what's great about that? Wait here, let me pause this for 1 second. Oh, we can finish up here and we'll take some more
Yeah.
questions. What is also great about that class is, this is me talking. You can walk away happy with 1 bead on something and feel satisfied
Yeah,
quickly, which
exactly.
sometimes is really important.
Yes,
You want to walk
definitely.
away and say, look what I made. So,
Yeah.
and you can do that there. So look at that.
It's
It's all possible too. I'm telling you. Now let me, the bead class, did I put the link in there already
I
for
think you
that?
did before
I
we
think I
started
did.
the recording,
All
because we
right,
were
so wait,
talking about finishing, but
let me
you could do it
find that
again.
again. Yeah. Or Miss Misty, if you look for it, it's that cute bead one. I love it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of different kinds that you can make, which is really fun.
We did
And
texture, we did Skinner blend, we
yeah,
did a bunch of simple canes, and also showing how to take a simple cane and make it more complex.
right. And you know, what I love is they're very sort of Calder-esque. Right here it is, bead making bonanza. Yeah, and make sure you use your coupon code. Here it is right here. It's really fun. And you know which one I love is the one that's just sort of wire looking open work. I love the open work ones in there
Yeah,
too.
that was fun. We used an extruder for that
Yeah,
and some magic for the inside, so we could get all of we could use a
right.
form and get rid of it
Right.
after
No, I think
it's
it's all a
some
bunch of
good
magic.
stuff.
Those open beads, if you guys click on that link and you'll see that open bead, if you wanted to do the beads then with the dahlia as the pendant in the middle, that'd be beautiful too,
Oh my
right?
gosh, yes.
I mean, so cute. Julie's like, I have 3 machines and it's in a box too. I'm only laughing because if
Because
you knew who you're talking to.
she's the same way. Most of the time, she is the same way. She does a lot of different stuff, and she just has to go from thing to thing and doesn't always have
Well,
time to.
that's right, because it's more fun for me to put us all together and have the master show us what to do. So there you
Right.
go. If you don't have a machine, this is a really good
Oh
question
gosh,
that
that's
we
a
have been
tough one.
talking about.
She shows people stuff with
Julie, I am
packages.
an enabler. I know. I'm sorry, but it's healthy enabling. I don't. All right, I'm going to say
If
what I think, and I'm
you
bad at
yeah,
all of
you
it.
say it,
Okay,
and then I'll
I
say
love the
mine.
Silhouette software
Yes.
because it offers a lot. Definitely get like Cindy Pope's software class because it's really hard to learn on your own. But you can do all kinds of things and then save your SVGs when you get the business edition, right? Isn't that what you need for it? It's still very reasonable and there's always sales on it.
Yeah.
Then you can use it in any machine. I find for me, because I'm not good, the Cricut Maker faster and easier to use right away. And I did a lot of flower cutting out of crepe paper, felt, just for me.
Yeah.
Then it would be the Curio, but I'm not good at any of the other machines. So that's me talking. Now, what do you think, Mags?
Well, you know, I love the Curio. it's not being made anymore, but there's plenty of people who have them in boxes and are trying to sell them because they don't think they're ever going to use them. So you can find them on different sites and stuff. I don't have a maker. I did try and work on cutting polymer clay on a friend's maker, and it can be done. And if you join the PC Sillies Facebook group that I have, Phyllis Cahill has been cutting and engraving clay on the maker, and it looks fabulous.
Now,
and then my third would be the Cameo 3. I like the Cameo 3 better than the 4.
And we're all honest here. We love our machines, but we're just, and I'm just saying from a person who's not like Mags and really good, the Cricut has no software worthwhile. You have to use this thing called Inkscape. That's a beta program. That you got to use this. You got to use the Silhouette software, and I'm in a lot of software all day long. That's one's really good for saving SVGs and worth the money, worth it.
I use it for my laser. I use it for my big, huge digital cutter. And our friend Kelly has a lot of great class videos on freebie videos on using this software on the Silhouette
that's right.
YouTube. So, and she does an excellent job of explaining how to do things.
Check out Kelly Wayman. That you'll like that as well. The software is 100% where you want to go, and you can play around with it for free. Still, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. It's just if you
can
want to
download it for free, but if you're going to use it on another, if you need to save it into something, or if you want to open a PDF, you have to go to some of the higher. I recommend just go to the professional. That gives you all the tools if you should ever need them, but it's being able to save as an SVG or a JPEG or whatever you want. You can use, I think there's even, you can save it in file types for applique machines, I think.
Yeah.
Kelly can help me on that one. But I'm pretty sure that you can use them on, applique machine, embroidery machine.
I forget the name of that file. I've done it, believe it or not. I have that machine. I've done that. The software is definitely worth it, and it's not expensive for software. Yes, you can use embroidered files. That's what I thought. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
So definitely the software is worth it. Take any of our classes, look at Kelly's classes, and you'll learn the software. And it's overwhelming. It's a big software. So just take a bit at a time and do one thing. But Cindy has lots of great classes on Craftcast. Shannon has great classes. So you can really learn all that. It's just when you get the free version, you can only download their proprietary file, because I think it's called Studio 3 or something.
Studio 3 or something like that.
Which is fine if you're only going to use Silhouette. Again, Cricut's fabulous. It's easy to set up. It's more user-friendly that way, but it's set up to just buy their files and cut out, like going to a cute Hallmark greeting card kind of thing.
It's not a design it yourself.
That being said, it's great for cutting everything. So there you go. That is our opinion. All right. So here, everyone, this is the class that we've been talking about. So you can see that when you go in, use your coupon code flowers25, you get 25% off. Underneath it, you can see here, this is where the download section. So all your extras are the cutting files, a bonus of the lilac flower, a bonus of cutting the curio, the handout, and then the main video. Just as a quick opinion from all of you on, do you like having it to be able to still download it offline to watch? Or do you not usually bother? I like putting it in there because I think people go places and then they don't have internet and they want to watch, so.
Actually did that for the first time back in June when we were heading back from Asheville back up to Vermont, and I wanted something to keep me busy in the car because I didn't have enough stuff. So I downloaded it to my iPad and I watched it and listened with my headphones, so husband didn't have to be bothered with the noise. And it was great. I watched a bunch of them that way. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, good. I'm seeing lots of yeses.
Yes. Okay, good.
Okay, thank you. I sort of thought that, but I was like checking in with everyone. They're smaller files. What I've learned is you're not like, I know you can be no more memory left or any room, but they're smaller files, except when there is like software and showing you how to use software. Then I keep the file bigger because people would say I can't see the little icons. So we
Yeah.
do that. Good. All right. So you like having all the Dahlias. Good
Good.
to know.
Okay,
Good
that's
to
good to know.
know. So that's everything in there. So here to get everyone inspired, start with your flowers. Because it's going to be fun, fun, fun. And I want to see everyone's flowers that you make because we
I
love
do
seeing,
too.
right?
Yes, just have fun, play with different colors.
Yeah.
I loved using the pan pastels with these. That if you look at the 4 that are in the box, the one that's under the purple, that was kind of a
Oh,
corally
right.
color clay that came a little bit too yellow for me. So I took some magenta pan pastel and just did it right down the center. And I just loved the way it came out. I just think that's a lot of fun.
That
Play with
is. And
different colors. But if
pan
you're,
pastels are great to
they
have.
are
And
great.
that's Wendy's class that we were talking about with her
Mm-hmm.
vessels. She uses pan
Yeah.
pastel. So that's
The one
another good.
thing you do want to use, though, what you want to do is if you're using the opaline and the translucent Ceranet, you need to bake yourself samples before you do anything
Okay.
because both of those bake really different than what the package looks like, which is
Okay.
very unusual for polymer clay. It's really different. So make yourself some just the sample solid colors. And then if you do want to add some pan pastel, sure you do some test on that as well, because that will change the look in the oven once the different colors
Good
mix.
to know. Testing. I know I don't want to test, but we have to test.
You really do.
Yeah, it's worthwhile to do all that. All right, Paula has another good question. What do you
Good
recommend
oven.
now as the oven?
What I recommend is one of 2 things. You don't have to go out and buy a special oven. You can pick up a covered Dutch oven or even use those foil lasagna pans from the grocery store.
Oh,
And you can put your stuff in those and you can cover it and bake it in your own oven. What is the most important thing is that you get at least 2 oven thermometers.
this
And
is
you put,
important. Listen up.
this is
This has been
this
proven.
is the most important thing to know about polymer clay. And you want to put it in your oven and every 2 hours, not 2 hours, excuse me, every 10 minutes, you want to look at it and jot down what the temperature really is. And you're going to do that for at least an hour. I would suggest an hour and a half, because you want to make sure that there aren't any huge spikes in the oven, which would take it over the 305 that's really going to cause it to burn, or that it doesn't get up to the 275 or 285 to bake it long enough for it to cure. And that's no matter what type of oven you do. And you have to do it occasionally just to retest it, to make sure that there aren't spikes, because the way ovens work is you set the temperature, it goes way up over that temperature, shuts off, and then comes down to that temperature. And then when it starts to go below that temperature, it spikes up again and then comes back down to that temperature. You just want to make sure that it's not staying at that high spike for so long that it would burn your clay. You can, if I would say no to the old-fashioned tiny countertop toaster ovens where they really were just for toast. But if you have a tabletop convection oven, that's something you could use, because with the tiny ones, the elements are just too close to the clay. And when it does that spike, there's pretty much nothing you can do to prevent it from burning your clay. The only time I have there's 2 times. One time I burnt clay when I tried to take a toaster oven to an open studio event and use that. And I immediately horribly burned my stuff, even though I had checked the temperature. And the second time was something had happened and I think I was doing shrink plastic and I had turned the oven off and I forgot to turn it down. And then immediately, because it was over 300, it was like 3.25. Your range is convection. Oh, if you've got the Brie vial, that's the best. I just bought one of those, but they're not cheap. They're expensive, but they are really, really good. Do I bake on a clay? I only use a tile if it's something that I want to be really flat. Otherwise, I just take either cardstock and put it in a metal tray if I don't want any shine, or fiberfill if you need to do some shaping to your product, whatever you're doing. You can put polyester fiberfill in. Some people use cornstarch. Some people use sand. Any of those things will work. But if you don't want a shiny surface, then you need to put it paper or cardstock down. Don't use colored cardstock though. Make sure it's white.
Oh,
Because
good
I've had
point
some
right there.
issues with that. You know.
Well, I think the thing that we learned that I thought was the best tip is the 2 thermometer.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
because I did everything wrong, like you just said. It was a small
Mm-hmm.
toaster oven. It was
Yeah.
on fire. I freaked out, unplugged it, ran out. It was winter, and dropped it into a
And
big
dropped it in the
snowdrift.
snow. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how I solved that problem.
Yeah.
So I learned the
Our
hard way,
home
what we say.
oven, our home oven at the Vermont house, that thing is probably almost always 50 degrees higher than what we set it to. Because I've burned cakes and all kinds of good stuff with that. So yeah, it's not a probe thermometer. You want just one of those round ones. I think Taylor is the brand that you'll find at most places.
Oh yeah. That
has a little
of.
stand, either hangs off of
Right.
the shelf, or you can sit it on the shelf.
Yep.
So no, I don't think a probe would work. I mean, maybe it would, but I've never tried it that way.
It's like our idea is to remove the frustrations of things not working, and this is one of the big things. So it's really important. So
yeah.
Oh, you have an oven thermometer. Just wondering if the probe, since it's outside to read, I would go with the hanging ones that are in there.
I did have one like that. My husband decided that he thought that would be an excellent idea. And the problem that I had with it, since there was nothing to stick the probe into, it was flopping all over the place, and it laid down on the metal, so it was reading a little higher than it actually the air temperature was. But maybe if you stuck it in raw clay, I don't know, maybe that would work. Try it. Let's see. Try it on something that's not important.
Yeah.
And let us know.
Exactly.
Let us know what you find with that. But maybe sticking it in the clay would work. I don't know. Maybe there are other people out there watching that have done something like that. But I didn't find that it worked very well for me. But that was just me. The 2 standard cheapo oven thermometers should be fine. You can find them anywhere.
Get your thermometers. Isn't she great? Mags knows. She's telling us what to do. I love her work. Wait till she see what she has coming up in the late fall.
I know.
It freaked me out. It's flowers again. You'll just wait and see. But anyway, I don't want to forget. Someone's going to win a class, but I need.
Oh yes.
I know. I need you, Miss Mags, to pick a number 1 through 52.
My lucky number 24.
24. Hold on. I'm looking. 24. I'm spinning. I'm looking. Inger, you won.
Yay, Inger got it.
Inger, if you already have Mags's class, you can pick something else, but the gift is to get her class. So just send us an email, yay, at support@craftcast.com. And if you have your account already, just tell us your username and we'll get it into your library and all of that. And congratulations. Everyone else, support@craftcast.com. This, you just put it in there. Everyone else, take advantage of your Flowers 25, get 25% off. I love having everyone come on. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming on and being interested in this class.
I know
this was so much
fun, right?
And we didn't know that it would be so much fun when we started talking about this class, because I was not sure what I was going to do, but it turned out fabulous.
We love that when that happens.
Yes.
So thank you, everyone. Go buy classes. You're welcome, Inger. Go get a class. Show us what you make.
Over the moon.
We have another freebie coming up in next week. I'll send you that. When I send out the link, I'll remember to put the link coming in there. It's Sean Hamilton shows scratch foam that you can use with Polymer clay. Come on this one too. It's another free one. I could not believe what she shows us how to do. I thought, scratch foam, just a small kids thing, No. Whole nother level. Definitely come on. You'll use it in your Polymer clay as well. So,
yes.
I'm excited for that. So anyway, hugs to everyone.
Hugs
Love
to
seeing your name.
everybody. Thank
Hugs to
you.
you, Miss Mags. And I'll let you know when the video is ready, if you want to watch again. And I'll see you all again soon. Hopefully our next freebie, our next fun at one, because we know how to have fun at one.
We do.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for coming on.
Bye.
See you all again soon.
Bye-bye.